Fred here, welcome back to the Gear Obsession channel. I hope you all had a great Thanksgiving, and some of you were probably running around going crazy trying to get the best buys for Black Friday, which is when this video is being posted. Now, one of the things that you'll find is at Walmart, dealing with Black Friday, is this Kershaw Select Fire. It's on an end cap. It's for an amazing price of $10 for a Kershaw, and from what I read, it's a pretty good buy. But let's check it out. The version that Walmart's selling for $10 of the Select Fire by Kershaw is the serrated version. Even though Kershaw has one with a plain edge, the only one that they have for this deal at $10 on the end cap is the serrated version, which I am not a big fan of, but you get what you get with these sales. The blade steel is HCR13 MOV stainless steel. It has a GRN handle. It is a liner lock. The blade length is 3 3/8 inches long. When closed, it's 4 1/4 inches long. So this is a rather big knife. The designer is G&G Hawk. I already opened it up so I don't waste your time. And we'll get it out of this package here soon. I'm not sure if there's anything else in here other than some directions. So let's take a look at it. Let's get a first impression as far as the feel. Go ahead, let me move this out of the way. We have ambidextrous thumb studs, as you can see there. And these are good. They're not slippery or anything like that. You have a torque screw there that it can be adjusted with. I also notice that there's 2 holes here. That means that this clip can be moved to left or right-handed, but it's always tipped down. There are no holes for the clip to be on the other side. This is kind of a small clip. So let's see that. Has to break in a little bit. Yep, but it doesn't do too bad. Lockup is, there's a little bit of side to side and up and down play, barely. Let me see if you can hear it. Maybe not. So it needs a little bit of adjusting. Let's take a look at that lockup. And you can see that the lockup is right where you want it to be. It's not too early, not too late, right where you want a new knife to be. Okay, I grabbed a piece of copier or printer paper here, and we'll see. Very sharp. Now, let's take a close look at that blade. You can see that the serrations are halfway, or a little bit more, so the serrations really dominate this blade. You can also see there's the model number and the designer, G&G Hawk, or G&G Hawk Design. And you guessed it, I mean, for $10, yes, it's going to be made in China. So for $10, just this alone is a very good deal. Now, I want to go ahead and see if we could adjust this, because I don't like when blades are loose, so I'll get my little torque set here. This is a cheap little Task Force thing that I got at Lowe's with a whole bunch of torques in it. I always keep it here at the desk, close at hand. Find the right one to adjust this with. Before I mess with it, let's see blade centering real quick. You can see it's dead center. So you can see how much I screw it up by adjusting this. And it felt a little loose. Alright, blade centering is still good. And the play is still there, so let's go ahead and tighten it up a little bit more. And it's about gone. Alright, but of course now it's going to be tighter. Not bad. Okay, so we're good. Blade's nice and tight, both ways, the way you want it to be. So mine required a little bit of adjustment out of the box. I don't know if yours is. Now, blade, handle aside, and you know what? Feels comfortable. I have no problem. Feels comfortable reverse. Feels comfortable standard. Feels comfortable holding it like this for fine work. So feels comfortable. So the ergonomics were thought out pretty good. Now, let's go ahead and put the blade away and see what really makes this knife stand out. Look at this. Now, there's a little indent right there. Snaps right in. And it also locks there. So really nice. And what do we get? We have, look at that, spring loaded. Well thought out. We have two flathead bits. Can you see those? Two flathead bits. Let's get the flashlight out. Right there. And we have two Phillips bits, small and large. What I would consider medium. Two medium sizes, one larger than the other. Not bad. So, the way that this works is we'll grab a Phillips bit out and just throw it off by exposure here. And they're held in here magnetically. So let's see if this actually functions well as a screwdriver. I have a door here with a handle. Go ahead and just remove a screw. See if it works okay. So went ahead and removed that screw. Now we'll go ahead and put the screw back in. It gives us a good way of testing a screwdriver, right? Ooh, I forgot I had these in here. Red vines. These things are good. So the screwdriver portion of this appears to work very well. And I like that they sort of do it halfway, so if you really got to torque something down, it gives you more leverage by giving you this medium interlock, sort of like that. And it feels very smooth. I mean, it doesn't feel cheap. It doesn't feel like a $10 knife, to be honest. Really nice. And also I noticed that you have a little ruler here that's broken up and looks like down to I'll tell you what, stand by. Sorry about that. You know, a lot of phone calls today because actually I'm filming here in the evening of Thanksgiving. So anyway, you could see that it's broken down to even 1/8 of an inches and quarter, half, and full inch. So you have about almost 2 inches in there. And on the other side you have it broken down into millimeters. So you have a little ruler. I guess you could measure screws or something like that. So $10. Nice big blade. I mean, this is a good work knife. Something that you could bang around, and you know, you have some screwdrivers there with you. It's very good, very sharp. HCR13 MOV is a pretty good Chinese steel. It's a very good stainless steel. It's almost up there with AUS 8. So the only thing that I could criticize of this is usually the cheaper Kershaw knives, they blast their blades, which does take away some of that corrosion resistance. It actually is probably the worst finish you could do to a blade as far as taking away or adding the possibility of corrosion to it. However, it does make it so it doesn't glare, so if you're, you know, when it pushes into a tactical role, you know, you don't get that glare. And trust me, there could be a lot of glare right there, because I got a big giant light right up here shining off the ball. Look at all that glare. So $10, you know, if you're doing your what do you call it, Black Friday shopping, and you're about to run out to Walmart, take a look at the end caps. These guys are gonna go fast. The Kershaw Select Fire. It's at the same end cap as also the Kershaw Crown for $10, which I do recommend. There's also some buck knives there. There's some sets that are $20 sets and $10 sets. I don't recommend those. Those particular buck knives, Chinese-made buck knives, do not feel very good to me. They're almost, I put those almost on par with the Winchester cheapo knives, which are complete garbage. I don't recommend that you purchase those. They just don't feel right to me. And that's my personal opinion. I'm sure there are folks out there that think they're fine, and you know, they probably are, but it's just not the quality and build that I sort of want in my knives. And that doesn't mean I don't like cheap knives or inexpensive knives, because this is $10 and it's amazing. The build quality is very well done. I mean, perfect centering. It's just amazing that a cheap knife like this can have perfect centering, and then you could buy a $30, $40, $50 knife and it's all off. You know, I have a buck knife that costs twice as much as this, and the blade centering's all screwed up. Now, I'm busting on buck a lot, and I love buck, especially the ones that are made in the USA, but I don't like the very cheap lower end stuff. You got to get up above like $40, $50 with the bucks, or $30. I would say $30, $35. Once you start getting up above that, then the buck knives are okay. So look at that. It even has, I can't believe this, for $10 there, looks like it even has, yeah, either brass or copper washers in there. It's an amazing buy. Very smooth too. I mean, for a $10 knife, it's very smooth. Another characteristic of cheap knives is that the liners are hard to push over, and it's not really that hard to push the liner lock over like some other cheap $10 knives. Of course, my most major criticism are the serrations, and there's nothing special about these serrations. At least they don't come to a very, very sharp point, so they won't grab as badly on the cord as you're cutting. And you know, it's typical serrations. They're sort of chisel ground type of serration. By the way, the rest of this blade, it is a hollow ground blade, clip point, or some people might call that a spear point, or even a drop point. I don't know, a modified clip point. It's not a clip point. I don't know what that is. I would say that's probably a spear point more than anything else with that shape. So that's all. Do I recommend it? Oh yeah, I definitely recommend this. For $10, this, because of the blade play out of the box, I'm going to take one point away from it. So it gets a 9 out of 10, a very strong 9 out of 10. If this thing came perfectly tight out of the box, I would have gave it a 10 out of 10, and yours might. So there you go. The Kershaw Select Fire, highly recommended here at the Gear Obsession channel. I hope you had a good Thanksgiving, and I really appreciate all the happy Thanksgiving wishes that I got from everybody. I did see them all, and I really appreciate. I want to thank you for thinking about me, and I do think about you, friends, viewers, and subscribers. I really appreciate you all coming back here, and I always show my appreciation by making sure that I respect every one of you, and I would never do anything to ruin that. So thank you very much, and have a great Black Friday and Cyber Monday. I hope you get some good buys. I hope you save some money, and I hope you get some great gifts, and hope you can give your friends and family some great gifts at a great price. So stay safe. Don't get stompled at the door trying to get into Walmart or all those other good stores where all those great buys are. Best Buy, you know. Alright, that's enough. I'm babbling. You have a great evening, great weekend. There we go.